Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today I'm going to be replacing the transmission fluid and transmission filter on this BMW 750 Li. This BMW is from the year 2011, but this process is going to be similar for all BMWs from 2009 and 2015, F01s, F02s, 740s, 750s and 760s. This process is going to be similar almost to all BMWs because they use pretty similar transmission, but in this case it's going to be specifically for F01 and F02 models. So without mind, let's start the video. You have to get the vehicle high enough where you can fit under and remove the transmission pan. That is going to be the hardest part. Other than that, everybody can do it. Anyway, let's start by removing this belly pan cover. So it has 8mm bolts like this. So we just have to remove them all. And now we have access to the transmission oil pan, which is this one right here. The next step is to drain the fluid. We have the drain plug over here. So left is going to be to get loose. That is normal because the ball is breaking itself. So get something to collect the oil. See, this oil is super dirty. It looks like it's never been replaced. This is the reason why it's good to replace your transmission fluid. This is to prevent many problems. Anyway, when I wait until it drains completely. The oil is almost drained, the transmission fluid is almost drained. So what I want to do is to place the cap back because we're going to be removing the pan because the pan is included with the transmission filter, so it's one unit. I'm gonna put this just because I don't want drips of oil everywhere. On this side we have room, but on this side we barely have any room, so we have to take this bracket off. These are 10mm, I believe. So we have to remove these two 10mm right here to get that little bracket off. And now we have room, see, to remove and completely put this one aside. So these are T40s. These bolts are T40, so we can remove all these T40 bolts so we can drop the pan. One thing very important is to place a cartoon or something to collect any oil, because as soon as we drop this, there will be oil dropping. So you have to place something if you want to make your floor dirty. So let's get to these bolts. Now they're all removed. Now we can easily drop the pan. And there we have it. See how much oil we still have here, and see how much oil is coming down. That's right, it's very important to place something under to collect any oil. So we're gonna wait a little until all this oil gets completely drained, and then we're gonna continue placing the new oil filter with the old pan back. The oil is almost drained. See, there is a little drips of oil still. So when I get a rag just to clean everything, I mean, still you're gonna get a lot of oil. So you have to wait like probably like the whole entire day to actually get it completely drained. So if you wanna do that, go ahead, but we don't have the time right now. So we are just going to clean it. And let's clean the surface where the new seal is gonna go. Just make sure that there is nothing in between right here, because it is a rubber seal, so it is not going to be like that special. More oil coming out. So it looks clean now. So we are kind of ready to install the new filter. So let's get it. Here I have the new filter. This is the filter and the old pan. It comes in one piece together. See, you cannot separate. So this is the way you want to buy it, and I have the fluid with me right here. So this is a CF6. This is the type of fluid. So on these BMWs is going to vary the type of fluid you're gonna be using, because there is 6-speed transmission and 8-speed transmissions. So what you wanna do is come over here to this area, just get to this side over here on the driver's side of the transmission, and you're gonna look at the number right there. See that plug over there? You see at the plug say CHP28, so that is the type of transmission you have. I don't know if you are able to see it. You see the letters right there? So that is the type of transmission you have. It's a 6 HP, so that means that it's a 6-speed transmission. So if you have a 8 HP, that means that you have a 8-speed transmission. So that is where you want to know what type of transmission fluid are you going to need depending on the model. But it's pretty easy. I mean, from 2013 and up, you are going to use that specific transmission fluid only for 2013 and up. This one is a 2011. That's the reason why it uses the 6. You can see the live wire fluid 6. The other one is going to be the live wire fluid 8. So let's go and install the filter. So what we have to do is remove this little cover over here. This is just to prevent anything to go inside, and nothing special. Probably you can grab some of this oil fluid to lubricate here, and we are ready. So the orifice where the transmission filter goes is right there. You can see it, that one. So we are going to align this one there, right there, and just press it in. That's it. And grab ball by ball. So we can leave it there. Only 2 bolts are going to be enough just to hold it in place. So that's what I want to do. Just install 2 bolts, so that way I can remove my hand from here. And that will be all. Okay, perfect. So just make sure that everything is in the correct position. There is no way to put this one in a wrong position, but it's always good to double check, because something can be in between the pan and the transmission and it can break it later. So it is just from probation. So all we have to do now is relocate all the bolts. So that's what we're gonna do. Bolts are not tight still. I just use the little impact gun to get them together faster. So now it's time to tighten. So we have to use a little ratchet torque wrench like this one. Then it's gonna give us the ability to torque each ball to specifications. The specifications are like 7-8 pounds of torque. It is good to apply 10 pounds of torque on each bolt, because that's pretty much what you have to apply on each. So it will depend on you. If you want to follow a specification that is like 7 to 8, so I like to apply 10 to each, because that is a good torque and it is not too much, but it is not too less. So that's what I'm gonna do, but it depends on you. So if you are a BMW mechanic, please don't criticize me. That is just my way to do it. So I'm going to start with that. Perfect. The old torque to a specific torque, and pretty much everything is tight and secure. You can just double check them if you want. I already know them, they're tight, but you can do this just from prevention. So now what we want to do is to add the transmission fluid. To add the transmission fluid, the plug is going to be right here. You can see that is the transmission fluid plug right there. We're gonna be using an 8mm socket, but this one doesn't fit in here, see? So we have to make room to actually make it fit. So because it doesn't fit, so we have to use an 8mm wrench because the socket is too large and won't fit. So let's get that. So here you have the 15-16 in this case, but it's the same 8mm wrench. So when I place it right there, see, now this one fits completely because there's enough room for it. This plug is going to be super tight, so come to this side and you can see it, right? So I want to try to break it. So this is going to be a pipe that I want to be using on the wrench. I'm going to be losing to the left, so it's going to be to this side. So this thing is just too tight. I'm like, that's how tight this one is. You could see it, right? So that's why it's very important that you apply the force enough and very careful, because you can actually break your teeth. So if you are on the floor, it's going to be super hard to remove that plug. So now, see, it's loose, so we can remove that and remove the plug. Pretty easy, right? This is the easiest part. Now it's time to add the oil. So to add the transmission fluid, that is the tricky part, because probably you won't have special tools to use it. So what I want to be using is hand pump over here. This is for fluids, any type of fluids, oil, transmission oil, differential oil, anything like that. So what I want to do over here is place this one right here. This one goes over here, so it doesn't go through because there is something over here that doesn't allow me to go all the way, but it is enough so where I can drop all the oil inside. And I'm gonna come and drain all of this fluid in the bucket so I can pump it to the transmission. This is going to be a really hard task when you have the car lifted over the ground, because you won't have the most clearance to put this one in there. So see how the fluid looks over here? There's a big difference, right? This is a way, like super huge difference on the way the fluid looks. So you can clearly see that that fluid was completely destroyed. So let's drain all the fluid here. You wanna be draining 6 to start, 6 like this. Usually it takes like 7. So when I drain all the 6 of these, and then if it needs more, when I drain the last one, so we can have the right level. Because as soon as you can see oil coming from here, that is the mark to know where the fluid is. So once it starts dripping, that means then the fluid is on the level. So let's do the rest. Okay, let's start with the pumping the oil. You can see the oil flowing. You can see fluid coming, see? That means then the level will be right. See, let's put a little more. make sure. So it is dripping a lot, so that is the right level right there. So I'm gonna take this one down, and I'm gonna have a lot of fluid coming, and I'm gonna place the plug really fast in there. Okay. What I have to do right now is just to tie this one a little so it doesn't leak. Okay, that's enough. So because we are going to get it loose again, so we have to drop the vehicle and start the engine and put it on gear neutral, so the transmission filter start getting all the oil. I mean, picking the oil up, because there is a lot of oil then it's still around. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's remove everything and drop the vehicle down. We are going to start the car. So I'm gonna wait a couple seconds because the transmission gotta fill the air. I mean the fluid, the filter gotta get filled and everything else. So now when I put it on gear, we are not going to drive it. We're just gonna put it on gear, reverse, drive, reverse, drive. That is to fill all the circuits, all the bulbs, or everything there. So I'm gonna put it on neutral. That's neutral. So let's put reverse right now. Okay. You can feel the car moving. If the car doesn't move, that means then there is a problem. Drive. That's good. So neutral, reverse. Nice. And drive. That's about it. So we put it on park again, I get the car up again, and we're going to check the oil level. Last thing to do to finish this job is to measure the transmission oil again, and we are going to do that with the engine running. Engine is running right now. We are underneath the vehicle, so we are going to remove the plug to measure the oil level. We are going to add, see there is nothing, so we are going to add more oil until we see oil coming down. All right, there we have the oil coming down. Okay, now it's time to place the plug. See that oil coming down, so that means then the level is fine. So let's put the plug back, and we are going to tighten it. Just make sure don't over tighten it, because later it's gonna be super hard to remove it. Maybe not for you, but for whoever else is gonna own the car after you. Okay, that's enough, because this bolt gets tight, super tight. If you tighten more than that, it's going to be super hard to remove it. And that's pretty much all about it. So engine is still running. We can turn it off right now, but the last thing we have to do is to place all the components, the covers over here, the belly pans over here, the belly pan cover over here, the belly pan cover, we have to put it on too, and we are done doing the oil change. That's it. So let me put everything together, and then I want to get back to you. And there we have it. Everything is back on place. It is just this belly pan cover, the only one that you have to remove. But that's it. I mean, just double check that there is no oil leaks after you're done. Then there is nothing that is misplaced. Everything, you know, regular stuff. Then you have to double check. In this case, everything is in the right place and there is no leaks. Just make sure to go around the seals where the oil pan and transmission oil pan goes, and that's pretty much all. And this process is going to be similar to all BMW, doesn't matter what model it is, because the transmission is located in the same place, and also the way to replace the transmission fluid is going to be the same. The way to remove the pan is going to be the same. Parts are going to vary, so that's something that you have to look your own depending on the model that you have. So with this on mind, we are done. So the video is completely done. You have any questions, something that I didn't mention here, you can use the comment section where you can leave all those questions that weren't answered on this video, or simply you want to comment something about this video. It's very important that you share your opinion, so you can actually get your opinions with someone else, and probably that can be helpful even for me or for someone else. If you want to send support to my channel, just check the description of the video. I have details how to send support to my channel. Want to help me? Why not? I'm doing videos for you so you can learn, or you can do it your own and save some money. I guess this is all. This is all we have for the day. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. Share the video, is very important. Follow me on Instagram, like the video, and thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next videos coming soon.